Hello and welcome. Today we have another power station by BLUETTI that we are going to be unboxing and reviewing. This unit is called the FP, Fridge Power. That is the Fridge Power Station, a dedicated UPS system specifically designed for your refrigerator. And today we are going to be unboxing, reviewing, and showcasing this unit. A quick disclaimer, I've had this unit about a month and a half now, but during that time we have since moved houses, so the background of this intro is going to look a lot different than the background of the rest of the video. Please also keep in mind that during the recording of this video we were in the process of moving, so please excuse any clutter or any mess. Let's go ahead and get to unboxing, reviewing, and installing this FP unit.
So this is the box that the BLUETTI Fridge Power Station will come in. Let's go ahead and unbox this. So taking this unit out of the box, you can see we have the UPS system itself, the power cord, some feet, and some screws. Now this also does come with a mounting bracket, which I will not be installing. This unit is also optional with a secondary expansion battery, which I did not get. I don't think it will fit on top of my refrigerator, so I opted for the standalone unit. So here, as you can see, we have the unit powered on. This is the front side of the unit, and as you can see, it is quite long. I will throw the dimensions up on the screen so you can see if this will fit on top of your refrigerator. Now, like I said, this does come with an expansion unit, but I didn't opt for that as I didn't think it would fit on top of my refrigerator. But they do have the mounting brackets, so you may be able to find a way to get both of them on top. Here we have the back side of the unit. As you can see, we have two NEMA 20 outlets that can go up to 1800 watts max. We have the standard IEC AC input connector with the circuit protector up to 20 amps. We also have a solar connector, which is an XT60, and that goes up to 60 volts, 20 amps, or 1000 watts max, which is pretty nice. On the back side of the unit here, we also have the battery expansion port, which, like I said, I did not opt for the expandable battery. I may in the future, but that is the unit, and it looks pretty good. So one really nice thing that this unit has is a
Optional
separate detachable display that you can stick onto your refrigerator or leave on the counter to look at your state of charge, your solar input, your charge input, everything else. This is a rechargeable display that charges through USB-C. Really, really nice. So as you can see here, the display already has magnets built into it, and they're fairly strong magnets. And that's all there is to it. It wirelessly connects to the unit so you can monitor it. Now that we've seen the unit on top of my counter, let's go ahead and try to throw it on the refrigerator. But before we do that, let me tell you just a few more facts about this unit that really take it just that extra mile. Let's talk about the expansion batteries first. Now, this standalone unit on its own is just over 2,000 watt hours. When you have a smaller, more energy efficient refrigerator like mine, that could easily run your refrigerator for about 15 hours or so. But they do give you the option to be able to pair 3 expansion batteries with this unit. That will give you over 8,000 watt hours of runtime. Even on bigger refrigerators and less energy efficient refrigerators, that's a long time to run without power. Now, as you can see, I opted for the standalone unit. They offered to send me an expansion battery, but I declined. I wasn't sure that it was going to fit on top of my refrigerator, but then of course they sell the mounting brackets for you to mount them on the wall. That would make that a lot easier. Another really cool key factor of this unit is the solar input. With having up to 1,000 watts of solar input, you could independently run your refrigerator off this battery and solar alone. That would save you a lot of power in the long run. Not only that, but if you ever have an extended power outage, as long as you've got a sunny day and this unit connected with enough solar, you could run your refrigerator indefinitely. Now, this unit does weigh just over 40 pounds, so you might have a little bit of trouble putting it on top of your refrigerator if that's the route that you choose. You might have to have someone help you do so. With that being said, let's go ahead and put it on top of the refrigerator. We're going to go step by step on how to install this thing properly. So let's start by pulling the fridge out of its place. Now, if you have a water line connected to your fridge, you may want to be extra careful during this process. You do not want to pull your refrigerator out too far and risk breaking that line and flooding your kitchen. Let's go ahead and pull it out. Now, it's also a good idea, I'm stopping at this midway point. I'm going to go check behind my refrigerator, make sure that I'm not pulling my water line too far and risk of breaking it. I've got plenty of slack. Let's go ahead and pull it out. I've got y'all at kind of a higher angle so that y'all can kind of see the way I do this. It might be a little bit difficult. I'm by myself, but I'm going to try to get this unit on top of this refrigerator. Now, this is not the way to do this, but I'm going to stand on a chair. I have a 4-foot ladder out in the shed. I just don't feel like grabbing it. I would not recommend standing on a chair, though, because you might go over its weight limit and end up breaking it, hurting yourself. But we're going to try. All right. So let's throw this unit on top here. Make sure to let it down very gently. There it is. That's the unit on top of the refrigerator. Now, this is not the permanent install. I just wanted to make sure that the unit would fit in there with the fridge pushed back. And we got it in there by the skin of our teeth, it looks like. I will measure and put on this video what like the max or the lowest height you can have between your fridge and your cabinets is. We'll do that here in a second. So as you can see, I did turn the unit the other way since the plugs are on the back side of it. And it looks like we're going to fit with just a little bit to spare. Now, for reference, my cabinets are 3 3/4, it looks like, away from the refrigerator. The unit is about 3 inches tall. So you're going to need at least 3.5 inches from your refrigerator to your cabinets up top for this unit to fit. Unless you go the other route and mount it behind your refrigerator or on the drywall. So now we are behind our refrigerator. We are going to go ahead and unplug the fridge and plug the IEC charging cable for the power station into the wall. So they do give you quite a long cable for you to plug into the power station itself. So let's go ahead and do that. And it is heavy enough, you're not going to need to hold it with 2 hands while you plug it in. So now that we have the unit plugged in, we can plug the refrigerator into the unit. So now that we have the refrigerator plugged in, we can come around front here and ensure that the refrigerator is on and powered. As you can see there, it is on, it is running. We have the power outage alarm there on this Frigidaire refrigerator. That's a really nice feature on these fridges. It lets you know if the power has gone out while you're away or on a trip. That's pretty sweet. So now we can come around to the onboard display, and as you can see, we are at 39%. We have 1,129 watts going in, and our output is 182 watts. We have 1.3 hours until fully charged. Now, another thing I'm really excited for with this unit is, as you can see, I have a security camera up here that's only plugged into the wall. So when the power goes out, I don't have access to this security camera. So what I can do now is plug the security camera into the UPS system, and when the power goes out, I'll still have live footage. So let's go ahead and push the refrigerator back in its position. There we go. That's it. So here is the unit on top of the refrigerator with the refrigerator pushed all the way back. As you can see, it really doesn't take up that much space. If you like to store stuff on top of your refrigerator like I do, you still have room for that. And here we have the display. We are now at 42% with 1,000 watts going in. Now that we have the unit installed and on top of the refrigerator, let's open the fridge up and go flip a breaker so that you can see just how quick this UPS kicks in, just like that. So I'm going to open this freezer door, and I'm going to go flip the breaker right now. So I'm going to flip the breaker off in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so with the breaker turned off, you can see we have 0 watts of input coming from the wall, but the refrigerator is still running. You can see the wattage going up because I opened the refrigerator. This fridge is being ran solely off of the BLUETTI fridge power station. So my fridge is pulling a steady 74 watts, 75 watts right now. And as you can see, even at 43%, it says we have 14.3 hours of runtime with 43% battery. No expansion batteries. That is just a 2,000 watt hour battery. So on the display here, you can see it also tells you, hey, we don't have power, something's wrong. It also tells you the time, the battery life of the display, and the battery life of the actual power station itself. Now, this is such a cool feature that BLUETTI added. I really didn't think that this was going to be added on. I kind of figured they'd expect you to just see it from your phone, or maybe they would add a display up top here, which you can see you do have the LEDs to indicate how much battery life you do have left. But this little onboard screen is really awesome. So now that I've turned the power back on, the symbol there that was telling me, hey, you don't have power has turned off, and the grid symbol has turned on. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to slow down this charging speed. In the BLUETTI app, you can select between silent, standard, and turbo. I would assume that that's turbo mode. Now, if you're afraid of blowing a breaker, you can go into the app and turn it on silent or standard, and it will charge much slower. And that's what I'm about to do now. So as you can see here, we have the fridge power station connected to the app via Bluetooth. You can connect it via internet, but I just haven't set that up yet. So as you can see, we have 1 kilowatt hour going into the unit and 71 watts coming out. We have a power button. We have the output switch that turns the AC inverter off or on. The power button turns the entire unit off or on. Our estimated charging time is 59 minutes, and we also get a bunch of energy statistics. We also get a error history up here. We don't have any errors or alarms yet, so luckily we haven't had to use that. So we're going to go through some of the basic settings here on this unit. The network settings, that's just for you to connect the unit to Wi-Fi. The share device, that means you can share the device with others. The default connection mode, I would leave that on cloud. The Bluetooth connection password, that's so you can set a password so that if somebody else with the BLUETTI app comes over here, they can't go in and mess with the settings on your unit just by connecting to it via Bluetooth. The carbon emission factors and my location is not set yet. The working mode I'm going to leave on standard UPS. I don't really see a reason to change it. Now, one really cool feature that this unit has is extreme weather alert. When you enable this unit will actually keep up with the weather. And let's say you have a tornado warning or a severe storm risk, it will see that alert and kick the unit onto turbocharging mode and charge the unit to 100% before the storm gets to you. That way, if your power gets knocked out, your fridge can run for longer. So besides the extreme weather alert, we also have the timer switch, the battery threshold, backup reverse, and charging mode. Now, I leave most of my units on silent. If I know that I'm going to need the units charged up very quickly, I'll put them on turbo. Standard is fine too, but I just like to leave my units on silent. We also have powerlifting mode and eco mode. Now, I wouldn't recommend keeping eco mode on because in the event of a power outage or just in general, if your power station sees 10 watts or less, it's going to automatically power down in 4 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off like I do with most of my units. We have the buzzer switch, and I turn the screen timeout for the screen on the refrigerator to never. That way I can always see what's going on. Okay, so it has been a week of nonstop use with the new FP unit. What we're going to do is a runtime test. Let's go ahead and unplug the FP from the wall and see how long it will run my refrigerator with no power. All right, so now that we've unplugged the unit, it is showing us, hey, you don't have any power. You need to check on that. Our output is 63 watts, and obviously our input is 0. It is 8:54 a.m., and it says we have 39.9 hours of battery life left. I will keep you guys updated as this goes. It has been close to 12 hours later since this unit has been unplugged and has been running our refrigerator. Now, we've been using the refrigerator as normal, opening and closing it, getting food in and out of it, and we are at 56%. It says we have 21.2 hours left. We'll see. It's 10:47 a.m. the next day. This fridge has been running over 24 hours. We still have 12% left. It says we have about 4.2 hours left. We've been using the fridge as normal, opening and closing the doors and grabbing stuff out of it. I'd say this is pretty impressive. I'm going to end the test here. So is this unit worth it? For me, yes, because what's the number one thing you worry about in a power outage? The food in the refrigerator. Nobody can afford to go out and spend $300 on food just for it to all go bad a day later in a power outage. So for me, this unit gets a big thumbs up for that aspect alone. Now, another great thing about this unit is it's not just made for the refrigerator. With an 1800 watt inverter, you can put this unit anywhere. You can put it in your laundry room, you can put it in the entertainment center to power the TV or the Wi-Fi. When the power goes out, you can run your security cameras off of it, you can plug lamps into it. This is a dedicated UPS for when the power goes out, and that's great. Now, as you can see, I've already done one of those things. I've already plugged in a security camera to this unit since I know it's a dedicated UPS and it's going to run whether the power is on or not. I might go as far as to plug a lamp into it so that if the power goes out, we still have light in the kitchen. That's what I'm saying. This unit isn't just for the refrigerator. It's up to you. You can put it wherever you want. You just have to use your imagination. But for me, I think right now it's going to stay on top of my fridge and keep my food cold in the event of a power outage.
If you've made it this far into the video, that means you are nearing the end. I really do appreciate you sticking around and watching my experience with this FP unit. It's been really great. I've had it over maybe 2 or 3 months now, and just knowing that whether I'm out of town, at work, or at home, a power outage does not really affect my fridge or the food inside of it. With all that being said, I think this video can now come to an end. I'm going to give a big thumbs up to BLUETTI. They really engineered a very impressive piece of technology here that I'm happy to have in my home for the years to come. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed, left a comment, and maybe left a like. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.